the RIOT on RadioU. Joining us this morning for the very first time. John Van Deusen. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you?
We're doing very good.
John, I'm not going to lie. Don't know a lot about you. So where do you live right now?
And we're more intrigued since you were telling us you don't have internet where you're at.
I don't. I live in a little fishing city. I guess it's a city, but I'd call it a town. A fishing town called Anacortes, Washington.
Okay.
It is known as the gateway to the San Juan Island. So technically I live on an island, and you take the ferry from where I live to get to the San Juans, which are kind of the islands that are nestled up against Canada in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
And I just woke up about 15 minutes ago. It's 7 a.m. and
at this point,
right, it's actually quite dark.
At this point, you're way cooler now that you've told us where you live at. That sounds like that'd be a great way to live.
It is a good way to live. I really love it here. It's a good place.
So did you choose this or were you born there?
I was born in Minneapolis, but no, I did not choose to come here because my family moved me here when I was 1.
Oh,
okay.
And,
All right.
After touring for about a decade and living a couple other spots, I've realized that I think I am a small town Pacific Northwest person. Like, I like the small, quiet places. I like the woods. I like the mountains. I like the ocean. So, this is just kind of where my wife and I have ended up. We really like it.
Well, I'll have to say, I continue to think that as far as like the contiguous states go, you can't beat the Pacific Northwest.
It's so pretty.
You just can't. It's amazing out there. Amazing. So you said you've been touring. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good thing.
You say that you've been touring for about 10 years, but to us, you're new to our playlist and stuff. So talk to us a little bit about your history. How'd you get started?
I actually started touring in 2006, and I've taken a couple breaks. So I guess when I lump it into a decade worth of touring, but I started writing and singing for a band called The Lonely Forest, and we were active from 2004 to 2014, and we were just a loud indie rock band. We toured quite a bit, and in 2014 I left that band because the touring was hard on my marriage, and then started releasing solo music. And I've toured a bit as a solo artist, but not as much. So I've done like 4 or 5 European tours in the last couple of years, and 1 US tour. So not a ton of touring, but
So how do you end up getting a chance to do more European tours than you do American tours? Because you live here, I would think touring here would be easier.
It would be. It is.
Okay.
My wife and I, we really like Germany. We've got some good friends there, and actually there's a record label in Hamburg that releases my music. The owner of the label, he had tried to release a Lonely Forest record when he worked at Atlantic. He was working for the Atlantic rock department, and the Lonely Forest, we were signed to an imprint on Atlantic Records. And so that never worked out, and then when he found out I was releasing solo music, he reached out to me, and so he's actually the one who brings me over to Germany. He's the one who, gets my music on the radio and stuff over there. So it works out nicely.
That is cool, man.
Plus, if I would be in a band, I'd be like, yeah, let's go tour Europe. That sounds good.
I mean, admittedly, that sounds a lot more exciting than touring the U.S. No offense, America.
No offense to us.
But I've seen you before. I've seen you before.
You know what? The United States is such a beautiful place, and I will say, every time I come home from touring Europe, I'm ready to see Americans.
Oh yeah.
Because Americans, everywhere you go, most places you go, they're so friendly to strangers, and at least in some parts of Europe, people can be a little aloof and not like purposefully rude, just aloof. And so every time I come home, I'm just ready to meet a stranger who's going to say hi to me.
Yeah,
So, anyways.
aw,
Right on,
we've
right
heard
on.
that before.
Yeah. So, guys, this is John Van Deusen, and this is our first time getting a chance to meet him.
Well, Whatever Makes You Mine is the song you hear on RadioU, and we absolutely love it to pieces. It's one of our favorite songs we play here, and of course, everybody can always request
you.
and vote for it, but you did. It's a fantastic song.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
Well, you know what?
That's just my American, welcoming you and being kind and not aloof. We just love it.
Here's where
I really appreciate that.
Here's where I was with that song, John. The first time I heard it, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. The second time, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
And then it really
But by the time I hit the third time, I was like cranking it up, like really wailing and singing with you. So, I mean, third time was the charm. And ever since then,
Awesome.
I kind of have to scream it. I'm not going to lie.
That's good. You need to scream it.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We're on the same page then.
It's amazing. Well, like we
Yes, we
mentioned,
are.
make sure to check out the Whatever Makes You Mine song on RadioU and to vote for it for the most wanted and request anytime you want to hear it.
Man,
So, John-
thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. So, what happens next? You drink some more coffee and you go out on a professional fishing boat?
You take the ferry.
I've thought about it. No, actually, my wife and I, we just had a kid 3 weeks ago. And so they're sleeping in the next room. There's a good chance I'll wake them up and hold them for a while. The little dude, the spawn, the human that we spawned.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go to work.
Okay.
Nice. Seems like a good day to me.
All right. Well, dude,
It's a great
thanks.
day.
Yay. Well, hang tight for us.
Thanks for spending this time with us this morning. Here you go. Everybody get ready to scream.
Get ready to yell it.
You got to do this. John Van Deusen, Whatever Makes You Mine. It is the Riot.